Hello and welcome. If you're new here, I'm Casey, and what I've decided to do, I think, is going to alternate between like a 15 to 20 minute flow into a fun peak pose, and then alternate the next week with a nice 10-minute strong yoga to build strength. So I'll see how that goes and let me know what you think as well and what you want. So today we are going to just be doing a nice flow and coming into mermaid pose. So we're going to start in our seated position today, and just going to slowly start rolling your head just to get a nice stretch through your neck, and the other way. And now taking your chest, your ribs, and just making nice circles with your body, and the other way. With mermaid pose, you do also need a lot of upper body opening, and like in your shoulders and things like that. And then coming still and to the center, and just reaching forward. Bring your hands forward as far as you can, but also pulling your chest through, so you're not like arching your back, your chest is pulling through to meet your hands. And coming back up and switching your legs over and doing it on the other side. It might feel a bit different on this side. Just making sure like your shoulder blades are down your back and your chest is pulling through. You should feel a nice stretch. And coming back up. And coming onto your hands and knees. And still stretching your shoulders. Taking your arm up and threading it through to thread the needle. Now you can play around with it here a bit. If you need your cheek more on the mat, you'll feel where you need the stretch the most. You can even take that bottom hand or top hand around to reach the back of your opposite hip. And coming up. Now putting your arm the opposite way, you can either have it as cactus arm or straight, just to feel that nice stretch along the front. If you can't get your shoulder on the ground, that's fine. If you're really tight there, you should feel the nice stretch along the front of your shoulders. And coming up and switching to the other side, reaching up and threading through. And again, taking that top arm over. And coming over to stretch it the other way. You can push your opposite hand into the ground to lift up if you want more of a stretch. And coming up and just reaching forward, keeping your hips above your knee, reaching forward into your puppy pose. Now to make this active, you're going to press your hands, and as if your shoulders, the tops of your shoulders are rounding down into the ground to activate it, and hold, and then release down to go lower. And slowly coming up and taking one hand forward, the opposite foot back, and bringing the opposite foot and hand into the air. Now you're going to bend the knee, reach the arm back and grab the ankle if you can, and kick back into the hand to feel the nice stretch along the front of the quad and through your shoulder. And release. And switching over to the other side, lifting opposite hand and foot up, bending that knee, grabbing the ankle or the top of your foot, kicking into your hand, and releasing down. Taking your hands a little bit forward, tucking your toes, lifting your knees and pushing back into your first downward dog. Just stretching your legs out here. And coming into your down dog, lifting your right leg into the air, bending the knee, opening up into a scorpion, and then stepping through and coming into a low lunge. Now, activating and drawing those thighs together like there's magnets drawing them together, and then releasing down and taking your hips back into your half split. Forward again into your low lunge, coming up and squeezing your thighs together. And relaxing down into the lunge and pushing your hips back into Skandasana. Coming forward, squeezing your thighs together one more time. And releasing down and pulling your hip back into your half split. Now coming forward, tucking the back toes and coming up into your warrior two. Now here again you want to draw your thighs together and coming up and down, up and down, up and down, and placing your right hand on the inside of your right foot and coming into your side angle. Now sweeping that left hand down in front of you, coming forward, turning that front foot in a little bit, coming up into your forward, wide-legged forward fold. I'm going to inhale, reach your right hand up into the air, left hand stays on the ground, twisting, looking up, and exhale, release. Inhale, taking your left hand into the air, and exhale, release. One more time each side, and down, and one more time on the left, and coming down. Just taking a few breaths here in your wide-legged forward fold, feeling that nice stretch in your legs. Now inhale, coming up. Exhale, taking that right toes out a little bit and coming into your Skandasana. If you need to keep your hands on the ground, that's fine. Otherwise, you can bring them up into your prayer position. And then hands onto the ground, rolling forward, coming into your low lunge. Reaching up and taking that left hand back, or your back hand back to the, trying to reach to your back ankle or your back heel. If you can't, just putting it on your back of your thigh and reaching the opposite hand up. And then coming forward, hands to the ground, taking your right foot to the outside of the mat, bringing your back foot forward, coming into your Malasana squat. If you want to, you can come into your crow pose here as well. And if you're in your crow pose, you can also practice shooting your legs back into your chaturanga. Otherwise, we can jump back from here. Inhale, upward. Exhale, coming down into your downward facing dog. Now on the opposite side. So inhale, taking your left if you led with your right, and opening up into your scorpion. And bringing that front foot through and coming into your low lunge. Now squeezing your two inner thighs together and release, coming forward into your lunge and then bringing the hips back. Forward again into your low lunge, squeezing your legs together. And release into the lunge and coming back into your half split. Last time. Squeezing your legs together. Exhale, hands to the ground, bringing your hips back into your half split. And then coming forward, tucking your back toes, coming up into your warrior two. Now we're going to take it up and down. So inhale up, exhale, coming back down. 2 more times. And exhale, inhale, coming up. Exhale down. Now taking that left hand on the inside. If you need to rest your elbow on your knee, that's fine. Bring your right hand up above. Now bring it in front of your body, taking your left foot slightly in and coming into your wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, take your right hand up to the sky. Exhale down. Inhale, left hand up to the sky. Exhale down. Again, one more time each side. And then just resting, taking a few breaths in your forward fold. And inhale, coming up. And then taking that left foot out a bit and coming into your Skandasana. Making sure your right toes are toe pointing up. And placing your hands on the ground, coming back into your low lunge on your left leg, taking your hands up, reaching your right hand, balance, right hand as far back as you can that's comfortable, reaching your left hand up overhead, making sure your chest is opening up, and then exhale, hands to the ground, taking your left foot out to the side of the mat, coming into your Malasana squat. Again, if you want to come into your crow pose, you can do that. I've been doing a lot of work recently, so my body's saying no. Then either coming out of your crow pose, or if you want to practice jumping back to your chaturanga, give that a go. Otherwise, coming back or stepping back each foot back into your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, take that right leg into the air. Taking it into your scorpion. If you want to, you can flip it. Come into your wild thing. Feel that nice stretch across the front of your body. And then coming back, stepping through into your low lunge. Taking your hips back into your half split. And into your low lunge. Half split, low lunge. Last time. Coming forward into your low lunge, tuck the back toes and coming up into your warrior two. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time, making sure your thighs are always strong here and always engaged. Taking your right hand down, left hand over. If you want to, taking that left hand to your right, behind you to your right, your hand facing out and clasping underneath, opening, peeling back that left shoulder to open up into your bind. And release your hands down and coming into your wide-legged forward fold there. I almost forgot what we were doing. Actually taking your hands behind your back, clasping them, inhale, and then exhale, leading with your chest. Releasing your hands down to the ground. Coming into your Skandasana. And coming forward into your low lunge on the right side now. If you want to here, now bending that back left foot, reaching that left hand back and grabbing hold of that foot, pulling it in, feeling that nice stretch along the front of your thigh. Making sure the chest is still open, not hunching. And releasing down, coming forward into your squat. Again, coming into your crow. If you haven't tried your crow, maybe you want to try it for this round. And either jumping back to your chaturanga or coming down, either one foot back at a time, or jumping back. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hopefully you're feeling a bit more open in your shoulders and your hips now. Now taking that left foot into the air, bending the knee, opening up into your scorpion, or if you're wanting to flip your dog into wild thing. And then coming back, taking that left foot forward into your low lunge. Hips back into half split. And forward. Half split. And forward. I've lost count. Do we have one more time? Let's do one more time. And forward, tucking the back toes, coming up into your warrior two. And now making sure those thighs are engaged. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, left hand to the ground. Taking that right hand over or taking it behind to your left hip. Grabbing, oh, it's a bit tight on this side. Peeling that right shoulder open. And hands release, coming into a half lift, taking your hands behind your back, clasping them, and exhale, leading with your chest. Hands to the ground, coming into your Skandasana. Hands to the ground, coming back into your low lunge, bending the right knee, taking hold of the right foot, pulling your foot in, feeling that nice stretch, and release. Coming into your Malasana squat one last time. And jumping back, going through your vinyasa. Now take a round of breath in your down dog. Okay, so bringing your right knee to your right wrist and your left ankle, right ankle still, to your left wrist. Just coming into your pigeon pose. Now, if you can't relax into it, an easy way is to draw yourself up into it. So draw your two thighs together, bend in your back foot, grabbing hold of it and working your way into your elbow crease. Taking that right hand overhead, clasping, looking up, poking your, reaching your chest through, not poking, and release. Now stepping back, And coming into it on the other side. Just walk your legs out first. Bringing your left knee to your left wrist. Coming into your pigeon on the other side. Squeezing up your two inner thighs together, bending that back foot, grabbing hold, working it into your elbow crease, grabbing your hands, reaching up, reaching your chest through, looking up, and release. Now taking that right, swinging it around, over your left knee, hugging in your right knee to your chest, your right knee to your chest, your right hand behind you, looking behind. Feeling that nice stretch in the outside of your butt and your thigh. And releasing. Now, taking your knees on top of each other and slightly bending forward. If you can't do this shoelace pose and it's hurting, you can straighten your bottom leg. And coming up, switching sides. So your right leg on underneath your left foot over, hugging in your left knee. Looking back over your shoulder, reaching up through your spine. And release. Taking your shoelace pose, reaching forward slightly, feeling that nice stretch. It can be a lot of work, that pose. It can actually be harder than it looks, I think, that one. But yeah, keep giving it a go, and it does take time. It's one of those ones that definitely just keep trying and it will come to you a lot easier. But I hope you enjoyed today's class and enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.